The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, is back at the Federal High Court Abuja for his trial in a case of alleged terrorism leveled against him by the federal government. Mr. Kanu, who is all smiles, is received by his defense team. Present in court also are his family members. At the last hearing, the trial judge had approved an accelerated hearing of the case, and he kept to his words, just as the counsel to the federal government, Adegboyega Awomolo, called its first witness, a DSS officer, who testified behind the screen. This, according to him, is due to the nature of the case and for security reasons. The first witness of the federal government, with code name PWAAA, says he led the team that arrested Kanu at a hotel in Lagos on the 14th of October 2015, and the room where he was arrested looked like a broadcasting studio. Mr. Kanu, who claimed to be in the struggle to make life better for people, admits setting up Radio Biafra as a communication engineer. He, however, admitted not having a license to operate a radio station in Nigeria, which is a crime, but defends his action, saying he knows that if he applies, it won't be granted. In Mr. Kanu's statement, he further admits to fighting for emancipation of the people of Southeast, South-South, parts of Benue and Kogi. He declared that freedom fighting is not a crime in any part of the world, including Nigeria, because it is a fundamental right. The defendant further adds that he believes in the freedom of speech and that the UN Charter on People's Rights guarantees the right to self-determination. He denies involvement in any violence because he has not been linked to anyone. The defense team speaks after the day's proceeding, just as the prosecution declines to react.
The matter has eventually kicked off without rancor. You needed to have been in court to observe the proceedings. All the parties cooperated, and PW1 testified. PW1 is Mr. AAA, as he was designated. He investigated the matter 10 years ago, and today he came and gave his evidence and tendered documents.
The government is finally having the trial that it desires. Our position still remains unchanged despite the ongoing trial. That our client is innocent of the charges, that the case is driven by political considerations, and in the end, the innocence of our client will be established.
After 10 long years, finally Nnamdi Kanu now has his day in court as the Nigerian government called its first witness. The case continues on Friday, May 2nd, under cross-examination by Kanu's lawyer.
All right, that is that on the last case of Nnamdi Kanu's trial. Today, Nnamdi Kanu's trial resumes again, and we are optimistic about the ordeal of Nnamdi Kanu's trial today. However it turns out today, we are hoping and we are optimistic that come what may, no matter how they try to manipulate, the judgment, that freedom would come to Nnamdi Kanu. At least let them grant him bail. That is the most important thing. There is no bail. The Zoological Republic of Nigerian government will grant Nnamdi Kanu that Biafrans will not come together and make sure that he comes out as quickly as possible. Like I have told you, and like you all know, the world is waiting, the world is listening, and also the world is watching today to hear and to know the outcome of today's trial. Let me tell you, one thing I am optimistic about and one thing I am hopeful about is the fact that freedom will definitely come to a man that have not committed any crime. Nnamdi Kanu still remains a prisoner of conscience, yeah. And also, not just that, he is one of the greatest men that Africans have lived to see. Not just because of he's fighting for freedom. He's fighting for freedom in truth. In truth. As we all know, Nnamdi Kanu is not just like your normal freedom fighter, who comes on the internet and rant, who goes and rant anyhow. Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. a prophet, and not just anyhow prophet, a powerful prophet. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is respected all over the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, within the youth and those who seek for truth and justice, because of the fact that all his prophecies about the zoo have actually come to reality. He's not just an ordinary man. Do you know what it means for a man to give an accurate prophecy of what is to come in years to come? As of when Nnamdi Kanu gave those prophecies, it was years back. Years back. We're not even talking about, nobody knew the outcome of, the things that will come. But in his intelligence, in his wisdom, and in his consecration, he was able to foretell the future. And we are seeing everything come to actualization. No be juju be that. No be juju. It takes a man of powerful wisdom. This thing is like, you call this superhero powers. This thing is an extreme wisdom, which the zoo judge said and clarified, and that is why they are scared of him. A man who granted the zoo judge, you know everything, you know the truth, you know the reality, and you know all the ordeal of Nnamdi Kanu, all the fight he has fought for Biafran people, and he is still fighting. A man who has remained unshaken, a man who has failed to sell his conscience, a man who is still resolute. Who are we then not to be resolute for the freedom of Biafran people? Let us be optimistic while we continue to pray and hope that the outcome of Nnamdi Kanu come later this week. That is on Friday. We turn out very well. We'll be giving you more details of Nnamdi Kanu's court hearing, live and direct, as it happen, as it hot. That is what we'll be doing today. But meanwhile, enjoy all the issues surrounding Nnamdi Kanu's case, so that you will understand what we are talking about.
Breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu speaks from DSS custody about Igbo unification. Hails Nnamen TV for great achievement. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 25th of April 2025, and I have a video clip and information from Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, from the DSS custody for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people, Nnamdi Kanu has sent a message, a very powerful message, and I want every one of you to pay attention. Then I have a certain video, but first of all, before that very video will be played, I want to read this information from the official and verified X handle of Barrister Loye Jimaka, the special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, and then the confirmation video will follow. But before moving straight into the full details of this very news, I want you to take the number on your screen, which is inquiry number for Finland protest for the release of Simon Ekpa. Please call for all inquiries and all details concerning this very protest, plus 358 40 243 6561. This is the official number for all people who will be attending this protest on the 9th of May 2025 in Helsinki, Finland, strictly for the release of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. So every other thing you want to know, please contact this very number and all the details will be made available to you. So moving straight into the news, Barrister Loye Jimaka visited our leader today at the DSS custody in Abuja, and this is what Nnamdi Kanu himself has to say. I'm not going to analyze anything. I'm going to read it in full and then play the video for you. So stick around, pay attention till the very end of this very broadcast. And according to the barrister, he said, Update/public briefing note. From the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Date, April 25, 2025. Subject, Progress of Unify Ebo Now initiative and acknowledgement of Igbo unity efforts. Today, we conducted our routine visitation to our client, Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and we are honored to convey his message to the public regarding the remarkable strides made by the Unify Ebo Now initiative in Ebanke, Edo State, and the broader movement to strengthen Igbo unity, identity, and cultural pride across Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu has expressed profound gratitude and optimism for the achievements of the Unify Ebo Now initiative in Ebanke, Igbakere, which he describes as just the beginning of a transformative journey toward Igbo unity and self-assertion. He firmly believes that with the divine guidance from Chukwokike Abiyama, God Almighty, greater accomplishments are on the horizon for the Igbo nation. Key points Nnamdi Kanu has instructed us to highlight include growing Igbo boldness and cultural pride. Nnamdi Kanu commends the increasing courage of Igbos across Nigeria in embracing and asserting their origin, ancestry, and cultural heritage. This resurgence of pride is a testament to the resilience of the Igbo people in the face of historical and ongoing challenges. Vindication of IPOB's vision. IPOB's long-standing commitment to recognizing and uniting Igbos across the 13 states of the Southeast, South, and Middle Belt has been vindicated. Despite past vilification, the success of initiatives like Unify Ebo Now underscores the correctness of IPOB's inclusive approach to Igbo identity, which transcends artificial geopolitical boundaries. Acknowledgement of Ohaneze Ndigbo's support. Nnamdi Kanu warmly acknowledges the congratulatory message from Senator John Azota Mbata, President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo Worldwide. To our Igbo brothers and sisters in Ebanke, this gesture reinforces the collaborative spirit needed to advance the collective interest of Ndigbo. Appreciation for Nnamdi TV. Mazi Kanu extend heartfelt thanks to the team at Nnamdi TV for their tireless and impactful work on the ground. Their efforts have been instrumental in countering attempts by detractors to sow division and weaken the Igbo nation. Their dedication to truth and unity has helped ensure the success of the Unify Ebo Now initiative. Divine gratitude. Above all, Mazi Kanu gives glory to Chukwokike Abiyama, the God of the Igbo race, for guiding and sustaining the effort to unite and strengthen the Igbo. He remains confident that divine providence will continue to lead the Igbo nation toward a future of unity, prosperity, and self-determination. Mazi Kanu calls on all Igbos, both at home and in the diaspora, to remain steadfast in the pursuit of unity and to resist any effort to divide or marginalize the Igbo nation. He urges continued collaboration among Igbo organizations, leaders, and communities to build on the success achieved thus far. We, as Mazi Kanu's legal team, reaffirm our commitment to advocating for his unconditional release and the broader cause of justice and freedom for the Igbo people. We also echo his call for unity and resilience, confident that the collective effort of Ndi Igbo will yield a brighter future. Signed, Aloy Ejimako, ESQ, Special Counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on behalf of the legal team. So, there are some words here which Barrister Aloy Ejimako, used in order to send his message. But I don't want to analyze anything. Let it be the way it is. The issue here, or the truth of the matter here, is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sent a powerful message to the Igbo nation worldwide. Whether you are from Ebanke, or you are from Ikwere, you are from Abo, you are from Iseluku, wherever you come from, Obi Igbo, we are all Ndi Igbo. We are all Igbo people, at least. Now, on we chogo some fools, some people who have been gossiping are now, silenced. since the President General of Ohanese Criminals is from Ikwere land. A brother of Nyesom Wike is the current President General of Ohanese Igbo. Yes, so at least some of them are now shut. Their mouth are closed now. I don't know how Nyesom Wike will now explain again that they are from Bini when his brother is the overall President General of Ohanese Igbo. You understand? So we are all one people. I don't want to analyze anything. Let me just play the video for all of you to watch and understand the effort that Nnamdi TV and his team have put in order to achieve this greatness that made Nnamdi Kanu to recognize them and applaud them, even from the DSS dungeon. So thank you, my people. Watch the video. Tosalo Numozia, Kona Poto, and make it go viral.
Igbo Ndabi ekene munu. Igbo Delta State ekene munu. Igbo Rivers ekene munu. Igbo niile Igbo gburugburu ekene munu.
So ihe anyị ji bịa ebe a ka anyị gwa ndị Igbo bụ ofu ka Igbo bịa kọta ọnụ. Ihe anyị na-ebe n'ọnụ maka na ihe atọghị ala wa akpa ala dị mma. Ya dị sinalicha akụkpa ma.
But ebe a bịagburu asị m ka ọ dịkwala anyị ma dịrị ha nwe mma.
Anụ ka nkwa ndị ka anyị lezi anya, ka anyị lezi anya, ka anyị lezi anya.
With different dialects, one language and one culture, the Igbo, one of the major tribes in Nigeria, are in the southeast, south-south and north-central regions of the country. The regional and state divides have made it difficult for the Igbo to work together to achieve common goal. Worried by this scenario, an Igbo socio-cultural organization with the name Unify Ebo Now convened a conference in Asaba, Delta State capital.
Once I traveled from Onitsha to Asaba on the Niger Bridge, I could feel how our ancestors crossed each side to build another settlement. And I said to myself, if the river wasn't a barrier to our ancestors, why us? Why would we be demarcated by artificial nomenclature like Southeast, South-South, and North-Central? I bet people who weren't deterred by natural barriers wouldn't be caged and divided by artificial ones. To unify with our brothers and sisters across Niger and fashion one Igbo family has been the battles of our ancestors. And as the river flows, so shall the unity flow with it. But one way to achieve this is by listening and answering the calls of our ancestors.
The group says it is disturbing that Igbo-speaking communities have forgotten that before the regional demarcations done by the colonial masters, the Igbo people have existed as one tribe with one culture.
Deny ndo Igbo kpọrọ deny na ma bụrụ ịdị n'etiti Igbo niile. O je bụ na ịbịa na Nigeria taa, achị ikewu ihe ya bịara Igbo ebe ọ dị mma. Eno ka a na-asị na Anambra, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi na Enugu so ha nwawu ndị Igbo enwe na Nigeria. Ije na news house eno ka a na-asụ mainstream Igbo. Asụsụ a niile ọ dị deceptive. Eji wee wete system a na-akpọ divide and rule. Ka iwepụ ya n'ime anyị ka anyị nwike na-afụ onwe anyị asị nwanne. A na-asị mainstream Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo, nwere Igbo karịa Igbo. Igbo niile bụ gịnị? Igbo.
Amazina nke ọ ga-esebụ na ndị nke anyị ga-asịzi na anyị bụzi na ndị Igbo. Anyị na Igbo bụ ofu. Ọ dị dịka ile na eze ya ma nwee ike wepụ nwa na-abịa n'ime ọnụ. N'ọka anyị na ndị Igbo si dị. Enwe m ụmụnne na Mbaise. Ikwe ga-eji na-aza ụbụrụ wee na-azazi maka onuwe asụ ụvụrụ. Enwe m ụmụnne na Ebonyi steeti wee na-azazi ụbụrụ. Anyị nwa na-akpụ ụbụrụ. Mana enye niile chani ofu ụbụrụ tri nwa mkpụ afa ka ọ bụ. Ya ka anyị niile chasi buni.
This one is not real Igbo. This one is fake Igbo. I'm pleading this medium for everybody to please, when you see a banker man, recognize him as a full Igbo person.
Anya bokita na ka anyị jikọ ọnụ. Onweghị etu anyị ga-esi ga-enwe prosperity na anyị jikọ ọnụ na gịnị na omenala.
We are out to partner with them, to partner with you, to partner with every other Igbo organizations. Name of ma. Maka na ọ dịle ba anyị mma, ọ dịle anyị ncha niile mma.
If you don't know your culture, you are an efulefu, as the Igbo people say. More than one nasu Igbo fuma. Maka na been in Nsukka for a very long time. So you have to look at your culture very well and try to identify yourself. onye na-enwere identity onye a nara ana.
The conference was attended by members of Igbo-speaking communities in Kogi State, Edo State, Rivers State, Cross River State, as well as Igbo-dominant states of Delta, Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi states.
When I want the Igbo biko, no die no ta. When I give one of them, I am on a group. She is in a cat with group. When you are a honor, Ramakon or Dan or ta. When you may get in on that, at ye. When you will Macon or that, or get Jenny with her job. Macoke will make you boot. Maca tribe from those of boot. I got book note.
This conference is meant to unify, first of all, with the proponents, people who are especially from the identity-affected areas in Igbo land. We're talking about the Ukwani, the Ikwere, the Echioba, Ika, Ibanke, and the rest of them. So in order to have an agreement, in order to work together for the interest of the unification of Igbo.
The reason why we are doing this to make sure that Igbo are together to defeat our political wars, to defeat the identity crisis that has been with us from onset.
Highlight of the conference was the conferment of chieftaincy title to the conveners of the conference. The group later paid a condolence visit to the palace of Asabe of Asaba over the demise of the...
Breaking news. High-profile APC member exposes the party of aiding and abetting terrorism in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel /television this very moment. Today's date is 1st of May 2025, and I have very important information and video clip for every one of you listening to my voice right now from wherever you are all over the world. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, it don't happen. And I want you to pay very good attention to this very news, because it's very, very important. I can assure you, my people. A high-profile member of the ruling All Progressive Congress of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, has publicly confessed how the government of the APC terrorist organization, is aiding and abetting terrorism in the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. I don't want to talk too much because this news is a bomb. This is the kind of news that has to go viral. No matter what it takes, no matter what you do, even though you don't like the way we propagate our own kind of information or news, you must share this one. Share it all over the social media platforms, because this very news has to go viral. The world must hear this. Finland must get this news at all cost. At all cost. That is the reason why I'm not going to analyze the video. I will allow it to play in full for everyone to be able to watch the video from beginning till the end, that you may get the proper information and hear it from the horse's mouth. Because before releasing the audio of this very video, I'm going to read the profile of the man in question, Solomon Dalung. I will read his profile. He is one of the founding fathers of APC, and he is still a part and parcel or a full-time member of the All Progressive Congress. Now, I don't want to talk too much because I want to read his history first, and then I'll play the full video, so you must stay tuned till the very end of the video. Before doing that, I want to draw your mind, because this is the first day of May. We only have 8 days to go. If you haven't taken leave, you haven't, asked your company for a leave, you better do it now. On the 9th of this very month of May is the day that Biafrans in Finland and some in Europe have come together to fix a protest that will be held in Finland, in Helsinki, Finland, for the immediate and unconditional release of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you haven't made up your mind to attend the protest, I don't know what you're waiting for, because there is no time. Any Biafran who is eligible to travel to Helsinki, Finland, and you are not willing to go, not that you are not able to go, but you are not willing to go. You are not willing to go because it's not coming from whoever you are following. And tomorrow you say you love Mazi Simon Ekpa. Oh ya puta kwa. Oh ya fa puta. Oh puta resort abo. Resort ya abo. And I want to remind you, no kwa sonso onye ori, onye na-egbu mmadụ, onye ọjọọ bụ onye ọ na-agba aka kpali ya. Ndị otu ya agbali ya ọsọ. Ndị otu ya ya na-eri na aṅụ. Anarie. Nobody will show face because onye puta ebuli ya at the same time. E puta ejidegi because onye abu onye ojo. So if the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is arrested in Finland and Biafrans will desert him, the ụmụ Igbo gbala onye na-azọfa ndụ ọsọ ebe ọ nọ na nsogbu. I don't know how you reason. All of you waiting for your master or whoever you are following to give you order to go. I don't know how you reason. Aka ji onye kpọrọ your love, your master, onye ihe opuru ya na-azọghị ndụ. Aka akpali ya. Then I know for protest, it has to come from a certain individual. It has to come from a certain group of people. I don't know how you reason. At the end of the day, you did not hear anything from that certain individual you are waiting for. What are you going to tell our Prime Minister when he finally comes out? What are you going to tell Biafrans that you did not attend when you have opportunity to do so? So my people, the time is now. We must stand in solidarity with our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Don't wait for anybody. You may not receive any order from anybody to attend or to, participate. You may not receive it now. Stand up now. Stand up for him now. Now is the time. We need to send message to Finnish authority that the man you are holding is innocent. Nobody for. He is a man who is fighting for the freedom of his own people. So we must stand in solidarity with him, show to Finland that he is innocent. And our message will definitely be delivered to the relevant authority for the unconditional and immediate release of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. So the inquiry number is on your screen. Inquiry number for Finland protest for the release of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Please call +358 40-243 6561. This is the official number. Nobody's asking you to pay any money. You can go that same day and go back to your destination that same day, as the protest is only but 1 hour 30 minutes. So my people, please, if you need any detail or inquiry, kindly call this very number. Everything that you need will be sorted out. Thank you. Let us go back into the news. So, according to Wikipedia, Solomon Selkap Dalung is a Nigerian lawyer, academic, and politician who served as the Minister of Youth and Sports of Nigeria from November 2015 to May 2019. He has served in the Nigerian Prison Service, the University of Jos as a lecturer, and as chairman of Langtan South Local Government in Plateau State. This is coming from Wikipedia. Plateau State. I will tell you the reason why he is now talking, because so many of you will say, but if he's still a member of APC, or if he was even a member of APC, why would he expose them? Listen, he started exposing them because he can no longer keep quiet. What he's saying now is something that he has already known from beginning. You understand? He knows. But because because it has not happened to him. It has not been happening in his hometown. That's why he has been taking it for granted. Right now, it's happening in his own village. He is now beginning to speak. Oma Potago Kosa, he is now speaking because the Fulanis are wreaking havoc in his village, slaughtering innocent people, taking over their ancestral homes. That is the reason why a founding father of APC terrorist organization is now speaking. Are you paying attention? Because those that they brought in to usurp Jonathan Ebele Goodluck in 2015 have turned to something else against the indigenous people. They no one go again. The agreement don't fail. So now it's happening in his own village, and he is now running around like headless chicken, calling APC. Now let's continue. Born 26 September 1964, age 60 years, Plateau, Nigeria. Pay attention. Education, University of Jos, Main Campus, the Nigerian Law School. The Nigerian Law School. Then party, All Progressive Congress. Party, All Progressive Congress, meaning that he is still a member of the terrorist organization All Progressive Congress, APC. Are you paying attention? He is still, because this is today's, information about this man all along. Not yesterday, is about today. And you are going to hear him mention his age in the video, 60 years. So this is today. I am the one who extracted this information from Wikipedia. This is his current position as APC member. Now look at it. Previous office, Minister of Youth and Sports of Nigeria from 2015 to 2019. So I don't want to talk anything because the video is long. So I want you to pay attention. Watch the video from beginning till the very end of it. And make it go viral.
Understood that we either come together collectively and fight, or we also die collectively as fools. This is just basically what is the motivating drive there. If you look at the state of insecurity, its dynamics, and how it's been spreading across the country. So we needed Nigerians to know that, look, the state with its apparatus seems to be interested more in protecting themselves and not the people. And the people cannot just fold their arms and surrender to a few group of criminals carrying arms, with government conveniently renaming them with one nomenclature to the other. So that is basically it. For Nigerians to trust me, it's basically left for Nigerians. Nigerians have been living here. And so they know me very well. Whether of the 60 years I have lived, the 4 years of participation in Buhari's government outweighs the remaining 56 years, is left for Nigerians to assess. But that will not preclude me from raising alarm when it is clear that eminently my country is facing great challenge, and I should draw the attention of Nigerians. So the issue of integrity is not personal. It is left for the people to decide. Trust is an asset. If they believe that I'm worthy of trusting it and doing it, they will. But then we are all humans. Otherwise, nobody would have made it. It is clear in all religions. If you know you are wrong, you admit and apologize, and I've done that as a human being. I'm not a perfect being. Neither am I Angel Gabriel.
Mr. Dalon, so let's get to the nitty-gritty of some of the issues that are facing the country. I was listening to the Minister of Aviation yesterday, and he was talking about the fact that under this administration, more monies have been given to the subnationals, and I agree with him, that's a fact. And that is simple, and there's a cost to that as well. So the federal government has stopped paying subsidy for PMS, has stopped subsidizing FX, has also stopped partly subsidizing electricity. So all of that should have been channeled either directly or indirectly to that cause is now funneled into the federation account, which is shared among the subnationals and the federal government and the state government, or the federation in that sense. So there's generally more money, and some governors are even saying now that they've not borrowed since they came into office. And they've also talked about the fact that our debt to revenue ratio usually was about 90-something%, about 96, 98. Now it's about 68. So that 30%, that chunk of that, the management of that fund is now plowed back into the economy to build some of the things they are building. But the argument is, if for those who understand economics will know that more money doesn't mean development in that sense.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about some things that are low-hanging fruits, that no matter the projection that this government has in terms of their policy direction, if it's not sorted, all of the effort of the president is going to go to waste, and that's a fact. It's just a matter of time you get to see. Number one, and I want to take them in steps, I want you to speak about fighting corruption, because if somebody is allegedly corrupt and he sees more money, he steals. If you give him more money, he will steal more money. So let's talk about the effort at fighting corruption from where you sit under this administration. Are you seeing that effort to really fight corruption? The president has said that his own effort at fighting corruption maybe is to increase wages of workers and all of that. Well, that is his own argument. But talk about the effort at fighting corruption, because there's corruption everywhere. The federal, the state, security, civil service is everywhere, and it's eating deep into our fabric.
The best method of fighting corruption is exemplary leadership. If the leader, by his conduct, represents what he says, people will believe him, and everybody in the society will queue up and begin to behave like the leader. So this government, to be very honest and modest with words, their effort is just enabling corruption. Because I say this with references to the conduct, behavior, and attitude of those who hold positions in government. There was a time the Senate president was announcing a recess in the Senate, and he told them, "I'm going to send some thing into your account." And when he realized that the mic was on, he changed and said, "Oh, I'm going to send you emails." I mean, 250 million Nigerians, very intelligent, hardworking, brilliant people, good people, sweet souls. You will just take us to be a community of performance. So, to me, I don't see much effort. I only see more efforts in enabling corruption. And if you look at the abuse of procurement processes by this administration, they are awarding a contract of 1.7 or thereabout trillion without proper procurement procedures from the comfort of your bedroom and to a friend with a family member who is a director in the company. This is not even different from what has happened under President Muhammadu Buhari, where the Accountant General, who is supposed to be the custodian of the funds of the peoples of Nigeria, in one transaction made away with 109 billion. Until today, the man has been rewarded with the traditional title. So I don't see any effort as such, because the lifestyle of people in government who are calling Nigerians to sacrifice does not at all depict sacrifice. They live large, they live lavishly, while Nigerians languish in hunger and poverty. So corruption has won the battle, corruption has triumphed, and I'm afraid even we discussing corruption now, corruption may visit us immediately. So it takes some courage and risks for you to talk about it. In future, I foresee a situation where for you to be appointed, your CV must contain corruption capacity before you will be appointed if nothing is done.
Let's talk about the security challenge now. And again, I'd like you to, reflect on matters arising within the context of what is happening, particularly with response to this challenge. First of all, on the one hand, politicians are not agreed on the identity of those who are perpetrating, these crimes in Nigeria's North Central, your state, home state Plateau, and Benue State. We've heard, a member of the cabinet in Benue State telling us here that, these people are herders, and he identified them with specificity. But, the governor spoke later on our own program, our sister political program, saying that these people are of foreign extraction. What's your own theory about the identities of the people, the criminal elements who are, causing havoc in these states in Nigeria? And what would be your assessment of the governor's explanation? Have they been forthright in bringing the federal government to account with regards to responding, with manpower and equipment to tackle these challenges, those two issues?
If we want to be honest with the identity of, the new wave of criminality, which is terrorism, that has existential potentials and genocidal intentions, we'll have to go back and take a great study at the popular speech of Baraje, the former National Secretary of APC, who confessed on his 70th birthday that in the build-up to 2015, the APC imported mercenaries into Nigeria to facilitate its victory. Now, that was the National Secretary of the party. He had more knowledge about what happened more than every other person. Even myself, as a founding member of the party, I didn't know that much until that public outburst. So if you pick his statement and then you align it, you now adopt a deeper critical analysis of the statement of Governor Alia and some of